Good day, brothers and sisters. I am so excited to be here and to talk to you for a few minutes about this class, getting started in Pathway. I can tell you that I know it's a program um, that has been put on this earth because it helps many people around the world. It, I've seen it happen in my life as my son has started through Pathway and went to BYU, Idaho, and is a junior there now and started through the Pathway program. So I'm very much and know that it's an inspired program. And I'm grateful to be able to start teaching this class here at BYU Idaho. I've taught for about 3 years in American Foundations, and some of you may take me one day. But at this point, I'm starting my new career-ish out at Pathway. So I'm excited to be here. First thing you probably ought to do is maybe look at the instructor profile and learn about me a little bit. Not that that's important necessarily, but at least know that I can be here for you and have the opportunity to have been taught for many years, and especially online, and can be a great resource in many areas if you so choose to need that. So the first thing you probably ought to do is there's going to be instructor lesson notes or notes from instructor, and that's something that's going to be there every week, giving you a little bit of information about what to expect, what's happening, what to look for in the class, so that you can be a little bit more prepared and a little bit ready to go. Probably the first thing after that is to read me first. I know I said a couple other things, but these are the things that at least would help you get started in the class, especially know which browser to use because there are different browsers you can use. I always found Firefox to be not a problem. The other thing too is you can get Microsoft Office Suite as well, and that's a great thing to be able to have at no cost, especially because it's fairly expensive. And then a little bit about what Pathway is and what it can do for you. The other thing that I would tell you as well is that if you find out you can't move from one activity to another, this area right here saying mark the activity complete is really important because if you look down here, it says mark this activity complete, and that gives you an opportunity to move to the next item. There's times I want you to not go past anything else until you read that information first. The intro lesson preview talks a little bit about what goes on at BYU Idaho in the Pathway program. So it gives you an opportunity at least this lesson, which will be a little different than the other ones we do, give you an opportunity to learn a little bit about what will be happening. And there's usually an outcome or outcomes. There's usually a doctrinal introduction about something that will help you this week as you and the following weeks to help you understand a little bit more about what's going on and what you'll be learning about. And then the schedule of what's happening. Now, if you look over here in these areas here, this right here is usually going to be over here as well. So you can learn to go to both places to get this information. This pre-gathering should be done by Wednesday night. Your gathering, which is usually at a stake center on Thursday nights, where you'll be going and gathering. This is what you'll be doing on Thursday nights and how to prepare for that. And then also your post gathering, what should be done on that following Saturday. So there's just different things, and I tell my students, no matter where they're at, no matter where I'm teaching, that if you follow step by step, you're really not going to go wrong about the things what you need to do. Notes from instructor, I haven't put in yet, but I will put in, and it'll be there Monday. So just look for that, and it'll just give you a little bit of information about what needs to be done and what to look for. Your pre-gathering, again, is a little bit about what we talked about in that other area. You just need to know that there's this information here that will help you learn a little bit more about Pathway and those kind of things. So if you, for instance, you start here, it says you want to start now? Yes. Be honest about how you learn and those types of things so that you can look and see how you learn, and I can see a little bit how you learn and maybe how we can fix some of these some of these issues if you struggle with certain things, or how we can make things better for you. And then if I want to submit, I can't because I haven't answered any questions. So I can go here, I can get out of here, and it's telling me that I need to make sure I answer all those questions. For instance, if I don't answer all those questions, usually on a quiz, what happens is that all the answers go to 0, and and I can take it again, but if I have to take it again, uh, they average the 2 quizzes, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So getting started, there's some tutorials to help you learn a little bit more about iLearn. And iLearn is not too difficult. Um, for most people, they can handle it pretty good. Please take a picture when I become familiar with you. So there'll be some things for you to do as well throughout the first week or so. So it'll be an introduction discussion so that we can learn who you are and get to know each other a little bit better as well. Okay. Let's see, the lesson material and quiz, which will be a little bit different from this week to the following weeks, a little bit. So there's an opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about Pathway, what my role is in Pathway, what the missionary's role is in Pathway is, and what also the support from the Pathway Student Support Center does for you as well. And that's a huge support that will help you out. Student email is the way to get a hold of me. That's probably the best way to do so. There's adjusting to change video that you need to watch. And once you start, you want to start now, it'll give you some questions that will ask you a little bit more about yourself and about what you do as a student, or what you can or have done as a student, or the different things that I can do to help you. And help you to understand a little bit more what you can do in the Pathway program. So we'll get out of there. I haven't submitted all my questions yet, and it may not allow me to do that. So I'm just going to submit. It's not there. And it won't let me get out of here. Sorry about that. Let me just do this. Submit. Well, you know what? I can't get out of there. And I'm not for sure why. Okay. Sorry. I'm right back where we were. Had to fix a couple things. So sorry about that. So introduce yourself instructions. It's not too difficult to see what you need to do. We just kind of like to get to know you a little bit better. And the reason we do this is because we're online and sometimes we don't get opportunity to see face to face. So we just want to get to know you a little bit more. Tells you how to do it, a little bit about you, and maybe why you're here in Pathway, and those things that you've done or would like to do, or whatever your hopes and dreams are of what's going on. So this will be due on that Saturday, and it talks to you a little bit about that. Mark this activity when you're complete so you can move on to the next thing. The gathering activities will help you, or at least these preparation will help you get ready for the gathering activities that will happen on Thursdays. There'll be some student information about the Lease student tools as well, and what that student will be doing, and the different things about the gathering activity that will be happening. So how to do that as well. Attending the gathering, a little bit what you'll be doing, why you need to go, and the importance of making sure that you do attend so that you can talk with others, kind of get a feel for what's happening for you in the Pathway program, and maybe get some assistance maybe from the missionaries or other students on how this can help you. And then make sure that by that Saturday, you go here and you show the attendance report that you did attend. If there's, for instance, some circumstances where you can't, or they've canceled at the missionary staff for whatever reason, just make sure you put that in there as well. And then the post gathering that will be due on, the end of lesson 1 on that Saturday is introduce yourselves. Please do more, like it says here, more than just hi, I like your post after you post to somebody else, because we want that interaction with one another. And then again, talk about different things of what's going on and that kind of stuff. It's pretty self-explanatory. The application activity, make sure that you talk about what's going on, what's happening, so that and be honest with this, so that I can see where you're coming from, and maybe you can see where you're coming from, what you would like to do, and how things are going for you when it comes to change and those types of things. And please be honest with those questions and that kind of stuff. And then the application of activity. A lot of times what happens is that we don't apply or learn enough to apply, or we just think we're just learning information just to learning information. But it's really important that we apply those things um, that we get. And so you need to take time to do that. So look at the hours that you put in so that, say if I put 0 to 4 hours, that's probably not enough. If I submit, it tells me I'm going to submit and I'll get that information from you as well. Okay. And there's also optional lesson enhancements if you're interested in doing some of those things as well, so that you can learn a little bit more. For instance, these helps you learn a little bit more about BYU Idaho and how to um, do well in the gatherings and why they're there and what the purposes are for. So don't want to take too long, although I've probably taken a little bit too much of your time, and I apologize for that. But I want you to know that I'm here for you, that I'm willing to help and assist in any way that I can to make this a great opportunity and a great start to your pathway program. And again, be patient with me as I'm patient with you about dealing with all the things that are new that's happening. For this is new for me and it's new for you. And so we'll just learn together as well. And I testify that Heavenly Father will help us and bless us. And I do have a very strong testimony of the gospel of Jesus Christ and know that the Savior lives. And if we know those kind of things, and whatever else happens and comes our way, that we'll be blessed and be able to have the things that we need, not only in this life, but in the life to come. And I just am grateful and can't wait to see you in class next week and hope you have a good day. Thank you.